Hey, this is the George podcast, where the G stands for rated G for George.
Stands for what?
All right, let's get on with George's article.
We gotta do a redo.
It's okay. George will figure it out.
No.
Why is George referring to himself in third person?
Because I'm talking about the other George. I'm not talking about me.
I was like, damn, you really solitary confinement really got to you.
No, it's not. It's not that bad yet.
Whatever you say, George.
Yeah,
Or should I say George?
There we go.
Should you call yourself George Rogan?
George Rogan?
Yeah.
How did you know?
It's just a hunch.
My idol. I thought this is the Church of Rogan, right?
I don't know.
Come on, guys. We can't have dead air. You gotta keep saying things.
I mean, I can keep on saying things, but I don't know where it'll lead.
You don't know where it'll lead?
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess, we can look at this Reddit thread here. This is the job.
George using fillers. You gotta turn into Obama.
Okay, stop. Have you read any of these, Jeremy?
Obama just pauses forever.
Yeah, he's just like, hello. And then he pauses like that.
Probably the best way to do it.
It's better to pause than to say, or like, or but he says
Well, is bad. Like is acceptable.
He still says
it's more like it's like creating like a nice connection with whoever you're talking to. It's like, yeah, you agree, right? And then they're like,
we should just get teleprompters.
Should we script the whole thing?
We might as well get teleprompters.
Just script
that's
this
so
whole
much
thing.
Work.
Write it out in advance so we know what to say.
We'll just get AIs to think of the show for us.
I'm not going to be scripted. I won't be bound by words.
I mean,
we're
already recording.
You can write the script while you record to the next one.
No, you can get the AI to write the script for you.
Oh, what algorithm are you going to use?
You just have it do whatever. That happens.
Just like, what do you want me to write? And you just type in yes.
No, just have it choose random words in the dictionary.
Well, why not just freaking play 10 Fast Fingers and then read that?
It doesn't even have to be the English dictionary. It could be any dictionary. You can just mix up languages.
There's going to be like Sprich die Deutsch.
Sprich? Sprich? Oh no,
George,
I forgot how to say it.
There's an ST.
Sprich.
You gotta.
That's why she looked at me funny.
You gotta pronounce.
What did you do?
You gotta use the. That's how they speak. They're like,
no, like my boss was having like this German meetup. I forgot what she called it, but I'm like, oh, is that like a smorgasbord? And then she's like, I guess. I'm like, oh, I speak a little German myself. I'm like, Sprich die Deutsch. And she's like, oh, I didn't know she's having like pity on me. It's like how Kogi is caring to other people.
He's caring to me.
He bit me once.
He bit me once too, multiple times.
Yeah, like I already have his adoption papers. Like I already have his pink slip. It's ready to be sold.
He can't survive in the pound though.
He can't do hard time.
He barely did soft time when I got
He can
bit.
barely do soft time.
When he got bit and his lungs were like pierced, he can barely do soft time.
Okay.
Yeah, his lung was deflated.
Like he was sedated and everything, and as soon as we got him, his tail started like wagging, and then like he started flying like Dumbo.
He was bandaged for weeks.
He was like a nice little, it's like a little Olympia.
What are we doing?
Oh,
You said anything, George.
We're trying to talk like Obama, right?
Is that it? Okay. Let's just take a look at some of the news here, right?
George, it's really forced.
I mean,
you gotta say it with compassion, with assertiveness.
Okay.
I wonder.
Like that.
I wonder what Obama would think about the coronavirus tracking apps. Have you heard about that?
Wow, that's an interesting segue. What's the coronavirus tracking app?
So there was this app on that.
Oh, it's this one right here, right?
Yeah, let's pull that up.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like those YouTube videos where a robot reads Reddit.
Stop trying to derail, Isaac.
Is that us?
What Jeremy sounds like. All right. You can continue to train a person.
That's why. That's why I need the prompter. You know, the prompter would probably make it worse, actually.
Yeah, it would actually make it worse because then you'd just be reading it. They'd just be like,
You'd be completely like robot.
coronavirus tracking app locks up Android phones for ransom.
Well, how do the other people do this? How do they read it?
I don't know. Like you're talking right now.
Yeah, like I
They
mean,
make gaffes all the time.
people
because they, like,
shouldn't-
misread it.
people shouldn't download random apps on the app store. Like you have this coronavirus app that because of everyone going crazy for the coronavirus, they want to track all the wherever it is, which you really don't need to. I guess if you want to.
Track.
But
Oh, so this is like the John Hopkins dashboard one, kind of.
It's kind of no,
What does
no,
this even
yeah,
do?
sure.
Is this even functional?
No, it's pretty much just ransomware. So they thought it was kind of like the John Hopkins one.
It was just bait.
They downloaded it and then they got ransomware. So I don't know the specifics, but they're locking like the entire phones. And then, they're requiring people to actually pay to get it unlocked. But then these hackers, or I don't even think you can call them hackers, they didn't even do this right.
Yeah.
Because like the actual code to unlock your phone is hard coded inside the source code.
Yeah.
And some user on Reddit actually decompiled it and then found it as a string. So you can just look it up.
Yeah.
And then you can just type it in.
Yeah.
So I don't know what these guys were trying. And now they're probably on a list somewhere.
I mean, I think their pool of victims wouldn't be the type to, figure it out, go on Reddit and figure out the solution. I think they probably still made a decent amount of money. I mean, how long could it take you to make something like this? Like
looking at what they
super
did.
basic, right?
Looking at what they did, not very long.
I wanted to talk about Elon Musk because he's been on Twitter a lot trying to downplay this whole thing and saying that, the enemy of panic. Well, okay, I think I'm completely messing it up. But he was just telling people to not be scared.
Yeah,
George is off the teleprompter.
I'm off my meds or something.
You can't tell him your HMI, George.
What?
What does it call it? PHI.
My what?
HIPAA.
Oh, I'm doxing myself? Am I hippaing myself?
Yeah, you're hipping yourself.
I didn't say what meds I'm on. I'm an allergy medication. I don't think I took my allergy pill today, actually.
That's not good.
Anyways, Elon Musk. People have been begging him on Twitter to start making ventilators because he was saying, oh, well, when there's a shortage of ventilators, I'll start making some. And people were like, hey, no. By the time there's a shortage, it's too late to make some. People are just going to start dying. So
yeah, the time to make them is now. And then what's he waiting for?
Well, let's be honest. The real time to make them was 2 months ago when we found out about this. But we just have incompetent leaders and we're just don't think about stuff. We have a president who disbanded the CDC pandemic response team.
Capitol Police have reported a surge in calls about domestic violence. A number of groups have raised concerns.
Mexican violence?
Domestic violence.
Yeah. Keep on preaching to the choir, George.
Preaching to the choir.
So how would he even have the means? Like, what would he do to manufacture the ventilators? When would he? So they even have the capability to do that? Did he say anything else about it?
I don't know, man. Just a 3D printer. Let's see what his tweet was. Let's look at his tweet here.
All right. I guess they just print everything in the gigafactories.
Nice. This is very informative. Please repurpose your factory to make ventilators, which are needed ASAP. We will make ventilators if there is a shortage.
This sounds like
Please help. Yeah, you see all these articles coming out. You see the New York Times article. There's not enough ventilators. We have this other one over here saying that Trump is going to release all of this PPE to hospitals because you're seeing all these posts from social media saying that nurses and other healthcare workers don't have enough protection. Oh man, where was that picture? Do you remember that picture?
Which picture?
We had a picture of the. Maybe it was in Discord. It might have been in Discord. Oh, it was the change.org petition.
Oh,
yeah, the U.S. physicians, healthcare workers. You
should pull that up.
Yeah, no, I pulled it up here. So
this thing looks like this person just raises their arm and it'll just rip apart.
they're wearing paper tablecloth.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, I see these are the kinds of gowns they wear when somebody has like a MRSA infection and they're isolated, but it's nowhere near the level of like China and Italian pictures. I mean, but let's be honest here. They're obviously trying to push an agenda with this picture. Like, this may not actually be representative of all the hospitals in China, all the hospitals in Italy, and all the hospitals in the United States, right? Like, of course, they're trying to use the worst picture, right? That's reasonable.
That's how they get us riled. That's how they get us scared.
Yeah.
They probably just went to Stockton and took a picture of their hospital.
Oh yeah.
Where are they gonna find? Where are they gonna get more? They're gonna raid Party City.
I mean, so
Party City.
It just came out, I think it was yesterday, that Trump signed the authorization of the Defense Production Act, which allows, it's supposed to allow for the production of all like necessary supplies. It's like facilitates that.
So they can force companies to make things?
Yeah, from what I understand, that's what they can do.
So what happened? How do they prevent the company who's being forced to manufacture whatever we need right now from losing more income?
From losing, well, they just print money, so whatever.
Right.
They can just pay them whatever. The Federal Reserve just prints money. Just start adding zeros to their balance sheets,
Okay, that sounds.
There's not really any rules.
Yeah,
there's nothing that backs money other than the demand for it. It's all valueless. There's no inherent value.
It's pretty surprising they're using that picture of Italy, because from what we've been hearing, Italy is a disaster right now.
Yeah, it's like, I don't think they're actually that prepared in Italy.
Yeah.
To me, it just looks like two pictures of China. Actually, is this really China? They look a little dark in there,
This looks, that's true.
Could be Nigeria for all we know.
Nah, they look Indian.
They look Indian.
It's probably some European country with Indian doctors.
You can't believe everything you see. You really can't.
Yeah, I mean, you're seeing this image that looks like the doctors have everything under control, and then you have these other videos where you see what's actually going on inside the hospital, and then you see people pretty much a room full of people on ventilators, and then whoever is unlucky enough not to get a ventilator, they're pretty much laid out right in the hallways.
Yeah, like it's pretty much over at that point.
What if they're just like, we can't get you a ventilator, but we can get you Ventolin?
Oh no. I mean, I guess if they have some kind of upper respiratory infection, that does work, right?
Temporarily.
I mean, it does open up some airways, but I guess, the problem is that they can't do effective gas exchange.
So there's been some papers about some research in using other drugs that are not specific to coronavirus.
I know one of them was hydroxychloroquine.
Yeah.
Which is, that was the anti-malarial drug.
Yeah, that one.
I was watching some videos about it and kind of hearing some conflicting things, because I know that it's an anti-inflammatory drug, but I've also heard that hydroxychloroquine can be used in conjunction with zinc, because chloroquine activates an ion channel in infected cells that allows zinc to be imported into the cell, which interacts with important enzyme for RNA synthesis. So it can inhibit that enzyme and then shut down the viral replication.
Yeah, it's interesting you're mentioning zinc. I know I had a coworker back in Ohio. He was actually going crazy about zinc. He was telling me how I should get zinc supplements. But when I actually looked into it, the only research that has really been done towards zinc, the papers, they just mentioned that in order for zinc to help, it has to be pretty much infused inside of your cells. And you're not going to get that from ingesting supplements.
Yeah, that's where the chloroquine is supposed to come in.
Oh, so that's gonna help the zinc actually get inside your cells.
Yeah. It increases like the actual bioavailability.
And there were other drugs.
Bioavailability or permeability?
Maybe it's permeability.
Wait, what's the
I
difference?
guess technically, if it's more permeable, it is more bioavailable.
I mean, it's not really bioavailable without chloroquine.
Yeah,
What's
let's
the
not get
difference?
into the semantics.
I want to get into semantics.
Okay.
I don't know what it is.
I don't know what semantics is, but I want to get into it.
So what's the difference?
Between bioavailability and permeability?
Yeah.
Well,
it's kind of like a very broad question, right? It's not a very good question.
I mean, it's just, they just mean like completely, they just mean different things. Like, permeability just means permeability. It's like the inside of a cell, right? And you would use that specifically with, you would use that term permeability specifically when you're talking about drugs that need to be metabolized within a cell, right? And then that's how you would increase the bioavailability of whatever molecule or drug that is. Yeah, bioavailability is not necessarily permeability. I believe there are molecules that can have an effect without, being permeable to a cell, right? Like they can be metabolized outside the cell, right? And then have an effect.
So the hydroxychloroquine, that's not the only drug that was mentioned, right? There were a couple others.
Yeah, the other one was remdesivir. I heard a little bit about this one. Oh, this was the Gilead Sciences drug. This is the drug everybody thinks is gonna skyrocket Gilead's share prices.
Is that the same one they use for AIDS?
This is the Ebola one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Is that also anti-inflammatory?
I don't think this is an anti-inflammatory. I guess this is just the antiviral, which is, probably it's interacting with some enzyme, by some RNA replication enzyme. What was the mechanism of action here? Interferes with action of viral RNA polymerase. That's pretty much like how most antiviral and antibiotics work. It's just through disrupting the replication process. I mean, of course, there's replication is pretty complicated.
You're breaking down their cell membrane, so I mean, you're like destroying everything.
Well, not all. Well, I guess that's true.
Yeah, not all of them do that.
I mean, penicillin is the one that's
famous for it.
Yeah, famous for breaking down cell membranes. Yeah, a lot of them have different targets. I mean, I guess some of them interfere with replication, but I think that's I'm not really sure what else to say about that.
Well, one thing I was wondering is, are we at a point where we're running out of ventilators?
Not yet. We will get there, though.
Well, there is somebody tweeted at Elon Musk, this New York Times article about having a shortage of ventilators. I actually brought this one up here, and I'll link it to you guys if you want to see it.
Yeah, some people are trying to actually 3D print some material.
Oh, right.
Are you talking about the valves?
Yeah, the valves.
Yeah, and I have heard that actual manufacturers are trying to sue these volunteers. I'm guessing they're getting a lot of pretty bad publicity right now.
I mean, I think with the legal system, with copyright protection, you're forced to take legal action for those kinds of things.
Oh,
because if somebody makes like a copy, right, and you don't take legal action, like it gives them ground to
sets a precedent.
Yeah, it sets a precedent. So you can end up losing your copyright.
Couldn't you charge people maybe even like $1 to still keep your copyright?
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to come to some kind of legal agreement. I don't know. I'm not not a copyright lawyer or anything.
That's our next
guest, though. Like, they don't have to know, right? Someone snitched.
I think what it was that they were trying to contact the manufacturer and they couldn't get it. They couldn't get it from the manufacturer.
So they were kind of forced to.
Or they contacted the manufacturer to get the files or like the actual design so that they could just like print it based off of that, because instead they had to engineer it themselves. So they made it a little bit more difficult for them to do it.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering how people that are losing their jobs that are dealing with some sort of illness.
Yeah.
How they're coping with, let's say, diabetics paying for their insulin.
Yeah, I mean, there's already people dying in this country because they can't afford, basic treatment like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what's going to happen to all these people that are getting sick? They can't afford treatment for coronavirus. There's a big thing in the news about Trump making coronavirus testing free for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But what's even the point if you can get tested and you're like, I have it, then you get pneumonia.
Well, he
you
said
get really sick.
all medical related costs related to corona would be covered, but then later on they said no. He was lying.
Yeah, it was just a test, right? Are the tests free right now? They're free, right? Or it depends.
Yeah. They're supposed to be free. Allegedly, that's what they say.
Maybe one of us will find out soon.
If they had their way, they wouldn't be free.
Yeah, and I guess the United States is especially vulnerable. Isn't something like 10% of the population diabetic?
Yeah, I think I
feel like it's more than
that down somewhere.
Yeah, it does feel like it's more than that.
Like if you just go to like Walmart,
I mean, is it really that bad?
No, yeah, it's not bad,
right?
You can see there. You don't even have to know. You just can see them, look at them, and it's like, yeah, that person's diabetic.
And wow, 10% of the population has it. That's crazy.
That actually is pretty crazy, huh?
Like when
does that specify between type 1 and 2?
I don't know.
No.
When are people normally diagnosed as diabetic? Like what age?
I think when you're a baby, you're diagnosed with type 1 because that's the one you get genetically. They have a test for that. And then for type 2, if you like eat shit or like sometimes even like mothers, like when they're when they're pregnant, like they can become pre-diabetic.
That sounds like someone I know who doesn't eat well.
You're talking about yourself?
Someone else I know.
I don't know who you're talking to.
Talking about Craig.
You're talking about Craig. Don't fat shame Craig like that.
You don't have to be fat to be diabetic.
Don't diabetes shame Craig.
Craig's a bear, so he labeled himself.
Yeah, well, his owners did, I guess. I guess if you want to talk about diabetes, it's like you're a really big risk factor for coronavirus, right?
Yeah, that's true. I wonder. And Italy has about 5% of their population being diabetic, right?
Yeah.
But I wonder what's the threshold for it being high.
The threshold for it being high? I mean, you could just compare it to the United States. It's half of the United States. I mean, there's still a lot of people that are diabetic.
But let's say I'm thinking that Asian countries are nowhere near as diabetic as the United States or even Italy.
Japan.
Yeah. Okay. So what are the rates of diabetes across Japan?
Yeah, Japan diabetes rates. No way.
What is it?
12%?
Wait, what?
No, what?
Looks like you guys have bad data.
What was that country? There was this one country. No, it was like an island where like 50% of the people are obese.
Are you talking about like Moana?
Yeah, I heard
it's,
that.
It's like some island in the Pacific, I think.
Yeah, I've heard that.
And I wonder
Moana's a Disney movie.
I wonder how much of their population is diabetic.
Honestly, diabetes has a lot to do with diet. But it's a reversible condition. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's really just a problem with insensitivity to insulin, but with a good diet, you can reverse that.
That's only type 2, though.
Yeah, it's only with type 2, but that's the most common type.
Yeah, people pretty much say they can reverse it with keto, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, honestly, you don't even need to go full keto to reverse diabetes, but heavily restricting your carbohydrate intake would be enough to do it. Yeah,
that's a danger. It creates a sort of a cycle that you eat a lot of sugar, and if you eat your fat as well, the sugar allows for better fat storage, and then that spikes your insulin. And then eating sugar makes you want to eat more sugar.
Yeah, I see, the struggle.
Yeah, that's the worst. Like this morning I woke up, what did I want to do? I wanted to eat all the cookies.
Yeah.
I want to
Did
eat
you get all the cookies?
I want to eat all the Madeleines. I saw myself at 3, but that's a struggle.
3,000?
3,000.
I think three's already too late.
3
It's
each
gonna go to your
Madeline.
thighs. Yeah,
You've
it's
got
gonna
the
go to your thighs,
disease.
and then you're gonna explode.
Each Madeline is like 120 calories. So yeah, all of that just went to my thighs.
Yeah, that's definitely not a good thing.
And it sucks because if you keep eating sugar, like the first thing you want when you wake up is more sugar. So really the best way to avoid it is just, well, first of all, cut as much sugar as possible. You're probably going to want to constrict your diet to intervals and within an 8-hour window as well.
Yeah.
Get that intermittent going. Yeah, but it's pretty hard.
Okay. I feel like I'm ready to end it.
All right, we're done.
You're
Wrap.
gonna get the string?
What?
Never mind.
The rope?
Rope?
Yeah, let's leave.